Hello everybody. So this is not a bad view, is it? Well, I'm in Paris, as you can see, and I want to tell you about something called Airbnb. I've just been to Lyon and I came to Paris yesterday, and I think this is a new form of new way of traveling. When I was researching hotels in Paris, a view like this would be 300 or 400 euros per night, but I'm paying probably 80 euros or probably 90 euros per night for this. It's a small apartment, but it's in a great location, and what's really great is about Airbnb is you can feel like you're living in the city. A lot of places when you're in a hotel, you're just like, okay, I visit there, I'm a tourist, blah blah blah. You actually can say to your friends, I've actually lived in Paris, I've lived in London, I've lived in Moscow, or wherever you come from. And the reason I think this is good is because, you know, you can be in the center of the city, you can communicate to locals. When you go walking up the stairs in the apartment, you will often have someone, like we have some French people, and they will say bonjour, ça va? And they say, oh, ça va? And then you feel like you're actually in the city yourself. Also, there's a negative side to it as well. When we were in Lyon, we stayed in a student house, and this was a girl who basically rented her apartment because she was living with her boyfriend for 3 days. A very lovely girl, very nice. And when we were in her apartment, it was quite cheap, probably about 50-60 euros a night. And we thought, oh, this is great, lovely. It's a very student art deco kind of style. And then we went out on the second day, and when we came back, there was like a prostitute place out next door to us, and we thought, oh my god, who would live in a place like that? And when we left the house, the shutters were down, and actually this was our neighbours. When you're using Airbnb, you have to be careful what kind of places you choose. You have to look at the location, which is very important. You have to look at the standard of living. You know, if they have a bathroom, toilet. You know, if the sheets are clean when you come in, you've got to check that the sheets are clean. If they're not, you have to tell the owner. So there is a plus and minus. I want to tell you how it works. So I had no idea about Airbnb, but I couldn't afford to come to the Euros and stay in a hotel, as they were charging 200-300 euro a night. So someone recommended me to stay at Airbnb. I looked at all the accommodations and I selected one. But then to message somebody, you have to be registered. To do that is absolutely free. You just give your email address and you fill in your details, and I think you have to give some verification in terms of your email address and some like ID. After you do that, you send them an email saying you request a book, and they will have the available dates. After that, they get 24 hours to decide whether they accept you or not. If they accept you, the money will be taken out of your account normally within 48 hours. The problem I had when I was requesting to book somewhere was I was getting rejected. Now, I didn't understand why, but I had all different excuses. For example, the first one I tried to book in Paris, they rejected me because they wanted to book it for a month. Another person rejected me because I didn't have enough experience using Airbnb. Another person rejected me because they wanted more money, actually. So you've got to make sure when you join, you face rejection at the beginning until you get reviews, because how it works is you get reviews and then people see if they want to basically rent their house to you. So don't take it personally if you get rejected from the place you want. Just keep trying and keep looking, and there's always new accommodations that will appear, and you will probably find the place that you want to stay in. The one bit of caution I would be is make sure they reply to you immediately when you've booked it, because if they don't and you leave it, like me, I left my one in Lyon till 24 hours before, and I was quite nervous because I wasn't sure if I was staying there or not. So make sure when you've booked it, have dialogue with the owner to say when you want to check in and when you want to check out. So but Airbnb for me has been great. I'm living in Paris, and look, my road's the next road, and I've got a view of the Eiffel Tower, so it has worked out really well for me.